Hi, we are in week 2 of game number 14 of the 2021 NFL season. It is between the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Houston Texans in Houston. We'll let this go. See you all TV.
We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Ravens offense hard to work. And as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm. We've had dual threat quarterbacks in the NFL in the past, and we've had some really good ones. But I don't know if we've had one quite like Lamar Jackson. Led the league in touchdown pass with 36 last season. Set the all-time record for rushing yards in a single season for a quarterback at over 1,200 yards. And he led his Baltimore Ravens to a 14-2 regular season mark, best in the NFL. The sky is the limit for Lamar Jackson. An early statement on the game's first play, 18 yards and a first down. Partner, you know, all game we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed, his elusiveness, and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional? From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage. And we as defense prepare all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They're chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive. I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right? They didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. That is definitely what we call our defensive uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, he's going to try and run it. If I get to him and get him on the ground, and guess what? That didn't happen, and his receiver took advantage. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. 2 yards. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. The quick slant caught. And he's brought down. Jackson breaking first down, Baltimore.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quick. You got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Well, it's tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now it's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, that leads to second and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson in. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson going to be into a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line for the same result. And he got it for the touchback. Up now comes 2-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 4th year now in the league as he gets set to operate this Houston Texans offense.
When we talk about the best dual quarterbacks in the NFL, don't leave Deshaun Watson out of the conversation. 2 straight years he's been a Pro Bowler. Excellent numbers again last season with 26 touchdown passes, 7 more added on the ground, and firm leadership and control of his Houston Texans team. Now he's looking forward to taking the next step and beating Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in the playoffs and getting the Houston Texans to a Super Bowl.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down, run it at 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. If it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, here's Watson. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time, either equal or try and get us ahead and try to keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately you're fortunate to get anything out of that run.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they bring it to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Well, they got a run for Johnson. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Calling a gain of 4 on 1st, and now make it 2nd down.
A gain of 1 every play call, you realize not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
There's a throw to the middle. It's taken by his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30. 11 yards there, 1st down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson down to throw. It's caught left side by Cooks. And inside the 20 before it's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Catch there from Brandon Cooks. It's hard to believe that he's on his 4th team in 5 years because he's produced everywhere that he's been. Houston hoping to see the Brandon Cooks that they saw in New Orleans, in New England, and in Los Angeles. 2019, though, was his first year under 1,000 yards since 2014. He's looking for a bounce back.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. He's got his tight end, his fouls. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they were able to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To the air yet again, Watson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, but it's another 1st down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
And going to the air on the opening drive. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll line with Johnson. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneaking.
I think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run in. Johnson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
They decided to run it in and get it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
The kicker just has to come up from the PAT. He can bring the side relief as well, right?
I don't know if he's really bringing side relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Kyrie Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and We're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's David Johnson who provides the capper as he scores on the touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been and had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. At their own 24, the Ravens set to take over. 2-1 is their record through 3 weeks of the NFL season. Their 14-game regular season winning streak, though, snapped at the hands of the defending Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs, on Monday night. But they take over here with a first down. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the second round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100% in his rookie year. As head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy. And when some, they'll see more of those plays that had everyone called him Hollywood in college.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a handoff to Ingram. And he's going to be met at about the 40-40. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coaches. 2-minute drill.
Jackson, always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And partner, to me, that one's all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Jackson. Back to Brown. This time complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. 29 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense. The When they're the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Tucker now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Joe Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. DeAndre Carter returning it. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Houston's offense heads back out here. And Charles, this is a team you saw in week 3, losing to Pittsburgh 28-21 in Steel City. And now Houston, the only AFC South team without a win, a division that they have won for the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, there's just way too much talent on this roster to believe that they're 0-3. Now, the schedule does lighten up for them the next couple of weeks because it bears repeating. They opened at Kansas.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this, we can protect this, and make sure we keep the ball.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Jackson on first down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw again on second down. Jackson, his throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram there to make the grab. And the Ravens will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they had scored every time and then got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Tucker now to add the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive for 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Houston set to take over. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me going. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and build a clock room. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again, it's Watson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 15. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and he has run for another. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Here's Carter now on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start with a handoff to Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now it's Watson. Open man, the tight end fouls. Get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
It's not trouble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
We were talking about our quarterback duo where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this with both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much the quarterbacks have taken them up, but another example right there of just good mobility. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Or sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. Throw complete right side to close. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 43. 2 catches in the 1st half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him a more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
On 1st down, it's Watson. For Kidder here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards to pick up, 1st down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to bring for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. A shotgun snap for Watson. And this will complete to Will Fuller. And they'll be inside the 25 down to the 24. So that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
There's a good reception there by Will Fuller. If you're looking for breakout plays in 2020, he's a big-time candidate for it because he has a rapport with Deshaun Watson. Johnson. And now with DeAndre Hopkins no longer in Houston, he could be their top receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
A good carry and pickup for a first down there by David Johnson, and he has a chance to fill a lot of voids for this Houston Texans team. They lost a 1,000-yard rusher from last year. Carlos Hyde went to Seattle. But back in 2016, David Johnson led the NFL all-purpose yards with Arizona Cardinals. The Texans would be happy to see that guy all year long.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Watson again. This is Johnson. They'll make this one in for a Texans touchdown. David Johnson. It's now the afternoon, and the Texans draw a bit closer. That's the same thought they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Found there now they have the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-13 ball game now. That one in the books, touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Jackson of the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Ingram again. Jackson options out left. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Houston, it's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the gun, it's Jackson. He may try and run for this. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson can really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Excellent job on the keeper, 20 yards and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd and 7, Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on this here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason,
they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape, see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talent. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense, but you just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. And now out comes Houston. And for them a touchdown their last go around, obviously they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watson on first down. Fells has it left side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 3 yards to gain there, 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Hitting from the gun. Watson. Oh, the middle complete. It's Johnson. And they get it down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to 42-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Well, a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. throw again. Watson over the middle, it's Fells. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's pretty necessary to tuck right on its ear.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Again, it's Watson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Watson gets one into the hands of Cobb. That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop you before you get a good head of steam there.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Watson's throw here taken in by Cooks. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Slot route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson hitting Will Fuller on the touchdown pass. And the Texans have cut it to an score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high and hope that one of the guys to come up with it.
On the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
One for the PAT, tying you through there. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So they're with an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Baltimore are ready to go on offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. He can run for it, and he will. Now he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly at hand here.
And also a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. I hear that.
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense hit a dime look. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. That'll do it for us, for Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew. I'm Brandon Gunn. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. So long from Houston.
Right, they have it, the Baltimore Ravens winners 28-21 over the Houston Texans. And the stream, I'll be back with another video tomorrow. So please like and subscribe with the like button. I'd see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.